welcome to The Bachelorette, Season 14, Episode 9. Hey guys, how's it going? Pretty good? Yeah, cool, great, good talk. So we are on Episode 9. We are at the overnight dates. It's now time for Becca to take all these boys to the fantasy suite and do it. So we are in Thailand, and we're gonna go explore the country of Thailand with all of these guys, and then we're gonna go to the bed with them and do it. So
this week we are in Chiang Mai, Thailand.
I'm sorry, you want me to do what with your Thailand? I wish you wouldn't talk to me that way. So she starts out hanging out with Blake. Blake and her are gonna go on this hike, and once they pass the threshold, they can no longer kiss or touch, which doesn't make a lot of sense considering the entire hike up they're bumping arms and touching. Okay.
Listen to that love sword.
Ew. Then we hear, oh, Blake, throughout this episode, he shows he's in way too deep.
I want you very much to believe that she doesn't act this way around other guys, but I have no idea. I know they don't love her like I do, so that doesn't bother me. It's more like, does she love them? That's where the fear comes. You know, is she falling for them?
The entire episode, Blake is talking like this, like questioning himself. He's like, oh, I love her so much, but does she love the other guys? I don't know. And he's like so insecure about it. And it's like, it's to the point where he starts to sound crazy. Yeah, I love her. I'm in love with her. But is she in love with the other guys more than she's in love with me? There's no way that they love her just as much as I love her. There's no way that anyone could ever love Becca as much as I love Becca. But I don't know, and I don't know how she's feeling, and I don't know how they're feeling, but I know that nobody loves her as much as I love her. And that sounds psychotic, Blake. You sound like a psycho. And then it's time to ask Blake to go to the fantasy suite with her.
Yeah.
Ew. I don't understand. Every season, they have this handwritten letter, and it's always signed Chris Harrison. You're telling me this is Chris Harrison's handwriting? His penmanship is impeccable. That's probably why he's the host. That's probably why he's always been the host, because he's so good at handwriting letters. Alright, so they go to the fantasy suite, door closes, and we wake up the next morning after they have done it. Now it's time to go hang out with Jason and then do it with him. Off the bat, we can tell that Becca isn't as in love with Jason as she is with Blake and Garrett, considering whenever she meets Jason, she doesn't immediately jump onto him and wrap her legs around him like a monkey. So we can clearly see by the way this is going that Jason probably isn't gonna last the rest of the episode. So they're walking around and they walk into a temple, they walk out of the temple. As they're walking out of the temple, Becca makes a comment about the front porch being at their home, and she says she immediately wants to take that comment back because she thinks about it and she can't see Jason in her future. She can't see having a home with Jason one day. And so she steps away and she talks to a producer, and instead of sending Jason home right then when she should have, when she 100% knew that she didn't want him around, oh, she went ahead and had dinner with him. And as they're having dinner, Jason explains how much he loves her and how much it meant to meet his family and to tell her that he loves her and stuff like that. You can tell by her face the entire time that Jason is talking that she's like not here for this. I don't know why he doesn't pick up on this and continues talking. She's like, okay, you're saying all of this and I'm about to send you home and this is not going to be good and you're going to be really mad at me and you're going to think I'm Ari, you're going to call me names on the interwebs, and it's just not going to be a pretty sight to see, and I'm really not happy right now, and I'm not even listening to a single word that you're saying to me right now about how much you love me and stuff, because it like legitimately does not matter at all what you're saying because you're leaving right now. He literally does not let her send him home. She tells him that she can't see them being close enough in time, meaning she's literally going to throw Jason away because she and him are not going to have a strong enough relationship in the confines of a time slot created by a TV show. They're not falling in love fast enough, meaning that she's not going to be able to get engaged with him in a couple weeks. So, you know, I'm going to have to get rid of you. Because, I mean, yeah, in the real world, maybe in like a month, we would be in love and together forever. But this is The Bachelorette, and we take this seriously. And if we're not in love yet, then we're never gonna be in love, because that's how real life works, obviously. So Jason finally leaves, and then Becca goes and cries on the bed that they almost had sex in.
Like, I literally just did to him what Ari did to me.
So this is Becca's thought process. I get my heart broken on a show where you're supposed to like multiple people at a time and fall in love with multiple people at a time. And then I decide to go on there as the lead so I can be the one to break hearts and stuff. But I didn't see this coming. I didn't ever think that I was gonna be the one to break people's hearts. Even though that's exactly the show that I signed up for. Okay, Becca, your logic is always true and correct. Okay. Then Becca's napping on the couch and they decide to film it while they have a monologue of her talking about how much she feels badly about sending Jason home. Then it's time to hang out with Garrett. It really looks like that hand position hurts. Like, I don't know. It looks like they're uncomfortable. I don't know. So they go to the river. So she doesn't know that Garrett loves her, but then he finally says that he loves her. Congratulations. She always says, I never want to do this with anyone else. I never want to be here with anyone else. She literally said that about Jason and eating crickets. Like, how does that make any sense at all? I wouldn't want to do this with anybody else. The fact that each date that she is on with a completely different guy. One of the many problems I have with Garrett is he talks really slowly. Like, almost like he's not all there mentally. Like, has anyone else noticed that? It kind of hurts to hear him speak because it's so slow and he talks like this, and it's like this is how slow his brain is processing things, but this is how he always speaks, and it really gets on my last nerve. But whatever you're into, Becca. So then they go to the fantasy suite and another fantasy tent. Wasn't it Becca last year who had a fantasy tent date on the beach with Ari? I guess they're like, last time she slept in a tent with a guy, it was not good. So we're gonna have to have her in another tent because we can't just ruin tents for her because tents are the bomb, right? So we have yet another fantasy tent instead of an actual bedroom. It's a lot nicer than the tent last year though, I will say that.
I just feel like I've been floating every time I'm with her.
What? Come back down to earth. Garrett's head in this clip, it kind of looks like he's developing Parkinson's or something. His head just starts to shake the entire scene.
If one night with Becca can make me feel the way I do.
Like, what was up with that? Was he like cold and getting like chills or something? Is he on drugs? I don't know. Jason decides that he didn't get enough closure. He's gonna have to come back and talk to Becca, which he does. He comes to her hotel room. It looks like the producers in this episode are trying to make both Blake and Jason look 100% crazy and psychotic. Also, why doesn't Jason ever open his eyes up all the way? I never really noticed it until the past couple episodes, but like, open your eyes. So he wanted to make sure that their door was closed in the correct manner and that he got closure and everything. And then he gave her some random scrapbook. Who knew he was making that? Who knew Jason was so crafty, right? They kind of make it look like they're setting him up to be the next Bachelor, but who really knows? Becca talks about how great of a guy he is and there's no one like him and all this stuff. So that might be what they're trying to do, but you know, they pulled Ari out of their butt last season, so who really knows what they'll ever do. And now it's time to have a random rose ceremony, which there's literally no point to considering she already sent Jason home. So Chris Harrison all of a sudden feels the need to start stating random facts.
You've been married before.
I have.
Good job. 2 points for Chris Harrison. Good job. Becca and Chris Harrison talk.
These guys are both head over heels in love with you.
It's crazy.
I mean, they are head over heels in love with you.
Did you see that? She was like, that's crazy. It's like, yes, they are both head over heels in love with me. Do you see what we did here? We made two guys fall in love with me. And then at the end, I'm going to kill them both. Yeah, they're in love. And we fooled them, didn't we? Because at the end of this show, we're killing them. Everyone dies this season. Everyone. Everyone's dead. That's the kind of vibe I got when Becca said it's crazy. Fold them. So she calls Garrett's name first for the rose, and Blake's face is like, oh no. She loves him more than she loves me. I can tell. I can tell because she didn't call my name first. Had she called my name first, I know that I won, but like, I don't know. Now who really knows anymore? I don't know. So she gives them both roses, and then they're awkwardly standing around. She's just standing there chatting with the two guys she just slept with in the last week, and they're all just awkwardly talking. All right, so that's the end of the episode, and Jason is the loser of the week, coming in 3rd place. We only have 2 people left. Next week is the Men Tell All, and then we have the finale, as Chris Harrison always says. All right, well, that's it for episode 9. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you didn't, then okay. And I will see you next week with another video. Thank you guys so much, and a goodbye. I look good. Okay.